Well, that 0 countdown went really fast, didn't it? I don't know where. I thought there was time left on that timer. Hello, everybody. Jake. Greetings, sir. Always good to see you here, my friend. And yeah, it's just one of those kind of like Saturday last minute. I got another show to do this afternoon, and I thought, hey, I know I will just come in a little bit early and do a live thing because it's been a little while. It has been a little while, and I feel badly for that because I miss you guys. I miss you guys, and we'll see if anybody out there misses me. I guess we'll find out. So let's hear. I'm actually still kind of chasing a couple things here, but let's just let some more people filter in. Say hello in the chat room if you are here at this very, very moment. And oops, that'd be the wrong button. And let's just see what's going on around here. Jake, I see you're there. How are you, my friend? What have you been up to? Getting into trouble, staying out of trouble, enjoying the S1? Tell me how you enjoying that S1. Hopefully having fun with it. Lovely camera. Lovely camera it is. All right, let me get this thing back over so I can look at the right page. And let's get this one on the right page. John Robert Sang Neppers. Hello, my friends. How is everybody out there today? Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you guys. So I'll give it another minute for people to come in. I should put another minute on the time. Let's just so that we'll kind of pretend that. Here, we'll just do that. Just that way we can pretend that something actually real is going to start soon, even though who really knows. But let's just find out. Let's see. I'm going to get this fired up. I guess we're pretty much ready to go. Hey, have any of you caught the DxO webinar that I'm doing? Because today I'm doing the last one of this series. We're actually going to start some other ones in another week or 2 weeks. I'm not totally sure. But I have been doing these webinars, and if you aren't familiar with them, let me pull up the web page. I'll show you how to navigate to it because there is one starting in 58 minutes from now. So I'm not going to be here super long, but we'll do that. Let me see here. Let me pull up the right screen. So if you go to dxo.com, this is just dxo.com, and oh, I'm in full screen, so we're not seeing a little pop-up. There's a little pop-up that comes up that should say something about, oh, good, now the pop-up's gone. Maybe that's why the registration is low on this one. There's no pop-up. There should be a pop-up that says, hey, the webinar. Let's try this. Let's try nickcollection.dxo.com. And let's see if that has something about the webinars on there. No, I don't want notifications. Block the notifications. Well, that's great. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to just tell you how to find it because it's what? You know, when they're not advertising the webinar on their own website anymore, then how are people supposed to know about it and sign up for it? That's what I want to know. All right, I will pull up my link for it, and I will put that on the screen, and anybody watching right now live can sign up for it if they want to do something shortly at 3 o'clock in just less than an hour. My goodness. All right. DxO, find those filters, filter those out. I guess that countdown went away again. And let's see here. We want this one. So let me bring up a text page and make this nice and big on screen. Paste. Full screen, hide the rulers, make that super hunk and huge, making it bigger, miking it bigger. Here, we can do this while it's happening. Miking it bigger. That is the genius link that you can go to register for. Okay, now you're like all watching it and trying to follow this thing. There we go, centered and everything. There you go. That's the one you want to go to. Make it even bigger still. Go to that link here. I can do this. I can do that, and then I can put that up there, and you can still see it. Excellent. That will be the That will be the DxO webinar today. So if you're going to that ad, you're not watching this live, then just don't even bother because it's past, it's gone. All right, enough of this chit chat. Let's see what's going on in the top left corner. Mr. Jake, Mr. John, Mr. Sam saying hello. Kenny, shout out from Barbados. Excellent. Michael Brown, hello. From Atlanta, awesome. I can do this. Actually, I'm going to leave that up there before I pull the comments up. That's the URL. Go to that URL. That's to register. It's DxO webinar starts in less than an hour. That'll be my other live thing today. Jeffrey Wright Photography. Love my S1, except disappointed to find it doesn't have 1/3/20th flash sync as advertised. Well, that would have to be with Panasonic flashes and I believe Godox flashes. Although I have to be honest, I haven't actually tried that. If it said it did, and I remember that marketing, that does sound, yeah, that absolutely is. I remember that. You're not getting it. Tell me what kind of flash you're using. I will go grab mine and give it a try. I'm going to come back because I want to try that. I've got to figure out where the camera is. It's right here. This case, yes. All right. So here's the S1, and there we go. And my flashes are in here. Right. I built up. This is kind of cool, actually. Here, check this out. All right, you've seen that thing enough of that screen. There it is, last chance, and it's gone. I put together a go bag of mobile flash stuff because I had to shoot and I needed it, and then I thought this is actually a good thing. Instead of putting these back in drawers, I'm going to leave this up. I need to grab something else here because I now have, and you will see, this is the first time I'm going to show it on here. Obviously, I'm not doing a demo of it right now, but you will see, let me see my overhead view. I guess that's, oh, I'm going to need to zoom that out a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, I got the long lens on here. Oh, well, that'll do. That'll work. Focus on there. I have 2 new flashes from Godox, which, okay, this is kind of a big, it's a little bit too close-up view. Let's just do it like this. Okay, so I got 2 strobes, 2 more strobes, light stands, umbrellas, and a whole bunch of clamps. And this has become my like go-to mobile flash photography thing. Anyway, these newish lights from Godox, the V series with the round head, I have 2 of these. They sent me to do a show on, and accidentally they sent me the Fuji ones, the V1F. So if I plug this onto my Lumix cameras, it'll fire, but it doesn't do TTL, and it doesn't like work right. However, this is so cool. It's one of the great things about the Godox lights. If instead of putting this on camera, you do it off camera and you use the X Pro O trigger, so in my case, because the Panasonic one uses the O for Olympus triggers, this will control this perfectly, even though this is the Fuji unit, which is really neat. And they said, oh, we're sorry, we'll send you the right one. And I said, no, actually, this is cool because it shows that you can mix and match the brands, so don't worry about it. So I will do a show on this. I did a shoot with this last week. These things are awesome. They're not any more powerful than the standard ones, just FYI. They are not any more powerful than your standard Godox lights, but they have the round head, which does make a difference for the light pattern, the light output, which is kind of neat. Anyway, so what was I doing? I was going to find out about, which means I'm going to have to use this one, about the 320th flash sync. So let me put this here, put this away. We'll get rid of all this. And can I clear this? Yes, get rid of that. Nothing attached, nothing hanging off. Okay, and grab the flash of the camera. And Jeffrey, I'm going to scroll down. I want to see if you have said anything about what brand flash you're using. If you haven't, drop it in there. Jeffrey, you're using the Godox system. Okay. Panasonic website says it's only with branded, doesn't say it's only with branded flashes. Okay, we are going to find out right now, aren't we? Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, it's powered. Turn that on. Let's take this out of slave mode. And let's put it into full auto TTL. There we go. Turn the camera on, be a good idea. Manual. Okay, you're right. This is only going to 250. Okay, so now let me grab a Panasonic strobe, for which I will need to find batteries. 580L. 1, 2, 3 batteries. Uh-oh. Hello, need a 4th battery? Well, pull one off the charger. Let's see, this one looks like it's close enough to full. Okay. Mix and matching full and not full battery is never a good idea, but we'll get over it. All right, get these in the right way. Yeah, that's interesting. I will say, I love Godox. I love the product. I'm a little disappointed in their support of newer units. Like I keep having this ongoing conversation with them about support for certain features in cameras, and they go, well, here's the list of supported cameras. I'm like, guys, the newest one on that list is the GH4. We need new cameras on this list. And it's kind of a back and forth anyway. But even without technically supported, without it being on the supported list, most everything works just fine, but occasionally you run into things that don't. And this might be one of those things where it does need some kind of an update to actually do the 320th, which would be on Godox, not on Panasonic. But fair enough, it should probably say somewhere on the Panasonic website that that's the case. Okay, let's see here. God, this interface, that's why I like the Godox ones. This interface is terrible. Let's see, it's in remote control mode. I gotta get out of that mode. Go, how? Okay, no, that's not right. How do I get out of, my goodness. Yeah, I haven't used these in a while either. Okay, rotate. Oh, okay, I guess that's firing. Okay, so, oh, but now the flash is going up to like 1300. That must be on high speed sync mode, which is not what I want. Doesn't say it's not. Oh, RC is, it's not remote control. RC, is that the high speed? Really? I forget. I forgot. I did a whole show on these like 2 years ago, and I forgot everything. Why can't I rotate out of this mode? It's just weird. SL, slow sync, automatic, manual, multi, RC. I don't want RC. Let's just go into standard A. I think that's right. What happens when I put this back on? It switches back into RC. So why is it letting me go really high speed on there? Let me see if the controls are in here. Let's do this. Let me allow you to follow along. So let's plug this into here. It's times like this I do love my live setup. It's a lot of fun to be able to do all of this. Waiting for that to come up, and there it is. Okay. Oop, I gotta put the menu on the output. Where is that? HDMI record output, info display on, and there we go. Okay. Bingo, there it is. So we are looking in the flash settings. Flash mode is normal. Auto exposure, red eye, wireless. Let's just turn off wireless, see if that makes any difference. Yes, okay, now it says TT. Oh, okay, I know what it was doing. It's because it was set to wireless mode. This was the commander, but it was not triggering. That's why it was doing that. So now it shows TTL automatic. Okay, and now I can bring it up to 3/20th of a second. Okay, so it is specifically with those units. So that's really, really interesting. I'm going to make a note of that because that is something else to talk to the Godox people about, and Panasonic, because that should change on the marketing page. I will agree with that. Yeah. Notes for Panasonic. Okay. That's weird. S1 won't go 1320 flash sync with Godox. Okay, we'll take care of that. I mean, you know, I'll do what I can. All right, so there's that. Cool. That's the first question. Excellent. Good. Let's see here. Mitchell McDowell says, so happy you came on. Why, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm about to buy an Atomos to use with my GH. I'm assuming that was supposed to be a 5. Which Atomos should you buy? Ooh, well, it kind of depends on what you need, but I would, what is the Inferno, oh, can't keep track of the model names. I'm assuming do you want the bigger one? Do you want the 7-inch? Do you want the little 5-inch? If you want the little mini one, then just the Atomos 5 or the Atom 5 or whatever it's called, that's the only one that you would get. If you want the bigger one, then if you don't need SDI, see, they changed their specs. Like I have the Ninja Assassin and the Ninja Inferno, and the newer ones are different names. Let's just pull that up. Let's pull up the website because I don't recall all the different model names offhand, I'm sorry to say. All right, let's see, I'll just put this up in the corner. ProRes RAW, Shinobi. See, there's a new one that I haven't even used before, the Shinobi 4K. What is that one? That's a smaller one as well, isn't it? Oh, right, because 5 is the recorder as well. So the 5, if you want the little one, then the 5 is the one to get. I mean, that's just kind of, that's it. Let's go here. Let's go to products. Shinobi, Ninja Inferno, Shogun Inferno. Wow, they really do have a lot of models. Okay, I don't have an easy answer for you because there are too many different models now that I'm not familiar with the complete lineup. The Shogun Inferno, I believe, is the top-end one, but that probably also has SDI inputs, which if you're using with the GH, you don't need. Yeah, it comes with a breakout cable. That's cool, actually. I'm sorry, I don't have an easy answer for you. I really don't. Yeah, look, there's the SDI in and outs. I think in general, if you don't need the SDI, get a one step down that doesn't have it. At least that's the way they were when I was doing all my homework on these and studying them and everything else. It's just a lot has changed since I really did. So I'm sorry I don't have a good, solid, easy answer for you. But I will tell you this: if you're having trouble figuring it out, they're pretty good on social media. If you tweet and at them and say, I got a GH5, I want to buy this. Is this which model should I get? And give them a little bit of context. You'll probably get some support on there. And feel free to tag me in it as well. I'd love to join in the conversation. So Twitter's great for that. I think their Twitter is like Atomos_news or something. It's kind of a weird Twitter, but there you go. Jake, heck yes, I'm enjoying the S1. Got it for video. I've done about 95% photo. You can't help yourself. That's awesome. I remember you telling me that, Jake. That's really cool. I'm glad to hear you are enjoying it for the photography side of things. And when that Vlog Filmmakers update comes out, ooh, you're going to be happy with that, aren't you? Hello, Skylight Productions in Barbados. Burns Tech, awesome. Checking in from the Twitch side of things. Let's see here. Oh, I scrolled up here, didn't I? Let's see here. Will I be getting a new Mac Pro? Bickio-Matic says, no. No, not unless my channel suddenly spikes to like 1 million subs. No, that's not going to be. I'd love one. I'm sure it would be lovely. But no, my Mac Mini that I've hobbled together with the external graphics card and all that is just going to have to do me for a while, which is fine, actually. That system's really good. I need new storage. And so I've got in my shopping cart on B&H that I have to keep removing because I need to buy other things. A kind of RAID system that I've put together. It's like $1,500. It's not ridiculous, but it will give me a super fast and really quite a lot. I forget now. What was it? 4 or 5 terabyte drives or something like that? It's ridiculous. Yeah, but I need that. I need the faster storage because all of my storage, it's RAID storage on Thunderbolt 2, previous Thunderbolt, that is then going through a USB-C adapter. So the performance is not what it could be if it was a true Thunderbolt 3. So I'm looking at a Thunderbolt 3 enclosure, build your own, put your own drives in it, and then I would RAID it using soft RAID, which is top notch, and it'll be a great system. But it's just money, right? That's all it is money. No, this channel needs to get a bit bigger, I'm afraid. Alrighty, let's see here what else is going on. Shark, greetings to you. I have been quiet. I guess I've been working. Yeah, so that's part of why I wanted to come on today, just to say what's been going on. So I haven't been ignoring you guys. The deal has been, first of all, last week I was in New York, right? And that was, I left Monday, I was supposed to be back Thursday night. And I actually had plans while I was in New York to record a video and edit, not like a travel thing, but just some other video that I wanted to do. But my whole travel thing got totally botched up there. For those of you that didn't hear that story, I left here Monday afternoon to get in Monday night. My first event was Tuesday night. I didn't get there until Tuesday night after my event started. Got stuck in the middle of the country, got stuck in Colorado. We couldn't land in Denver. This is where I was supposed to change planes. Couldn't land in Denver because of a storm, running out of fuel, had to divert to another airport, landed in this tiny little airport in a little town called Gunnison. We were the only airplane there, tiny. And we were there on the ground for, I don't know, say 45 minutes, an hour, or something like that. Captain comes back and says, hey, let's get on the plane. We're out of here. We get on the plane, we get at the tarmac, and we sit, and we turn around and come back again. And he's like, just kidding. Denver called and said, ground stop, nobody can go. Storm's still bad. Everybody who's in the air needs to land. Everybody's on the ground needs to not take off. So we got to spend the night in Gunnison. Had some good barbecue. The next day, I would have just gotten back on that plane, flew to Denver, but then the next connection to New York wasn't for several hours. United managed to put me on a route through Houston instead, which would have gotten me into New York to LaGuardia with, I think it was just like 90 minutes, not even 90, like an hour and 15 minutes or something to get into Midtown for my event, which I totally could have done, except that the flight to LaGuardia was delayed an hour, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. That was awesome. By the time I landed, dinner had started. I got to the dinner. People were already paying the check and leaving. It was tragic. Anyway, so that was my Tuesday totally shot. Wednesday I had plans, and then Thursday I had another event. This is for the Adorama Inspire thing, and then I left. So anyway, point is, because of that messed up schedule, I didn't end up getting to do the video that I wanted to do. Friday was just, a catch up and going crazy day. And then this week I've done 3, well, this will be my 3rd webinar that I'm doing shortly here. Again, for those who might have just tuned in, there we go. Tune into the webinar. That's the registration. Sorry, I don't have a better URL, but just type that in. I'm starting in 40 minutes. It's the last DxO Nick Collection 2 webinar that I'm doing until new ones start next month. Anyway, so I had 3 webinars and 2 shoots this week, and I decided to build a new set for something else, for another production. Actually, the one that I was going to do in New York, but then I decided, well, since I'm not in New York, I'm going to do it better. And this is, okay, for any of you guys who do YouTube videos, I know you're going to know what I mean by this. You have an idea, and you go, oh, this will be easy. Yeah, this will be an easy one. I'll sit and do this. And the longer you wait to do it, the more the idea develops in your head, and you're going, ooh, but I could do this, and that'll be even better. And then it's, oh, but if I added this, and then I'll do that. I ended up building a whole new set. Now, not just for this video. I'm going to use this set for a bunch of other stuff that I'm also starting, but I just like, okay, well, now I got to build this, and I went to put an old backdrop up on the wall, and it wasn't big enough to get in frame, so I ended up painting the wall. For those of you following me on Instagram, you might have seen that. In fact, if I can show you this set, we'll do that in a moment here. It's pretty much done, but yeah. So that's been that adventure. That's just an excuse of why I haven't put anything out this week. So there you go. All right. Jose Castillo Bonifaci says, I am from the American School of Guatemala. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you there. Guatemala is a school that I went to beginning of this year. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Jeffrey Wright Photography, TT68. Okay, time for the all to go away. TT68 1580 600 with RT Pro Mark II trigger are the flashes I'm using. Oh, we're talking about the, okay. I think we solved that problem, or didn't, as the case may be. Jose, good to see you, my friend. Sam Neppers says, I saw your video on the Wire World Light. Excellent, I'm now saving money to buy one. Super. I now have a Panasonic ZS10 Lumix. Okay, so is that a good camera for that? Ooh, the ZS10, or SZ10, I'm actually not familiar with that one, because that must be one of the kind of hybrid, what do you call it in a hybrid? Bridge. I'm assuming that's a bridge camera, SZ10. I think those are the bridges. Let's see here. Lumix SZ10. SZ10 or 100? 10, you say? 100 is popping up in the reviews. Oh, I see. It's like a point and shoot. Okay, so actually, it'll probably work great. So the heavier the camera, the thing with the wire roll that we found, and I honestly have never gone back in and really pushed that thing. I have a shoot somewhere in the future that I know I'm going to use it on, but I haven't really been pushing it. But what we did find in the initial play was that the smaller, lighter cameras like the GoPro and like your SZ, and just here, if anybody wants to see what this is, it's, let me pull this up on here. Nope, that's not, well, here, I'll just do this. It's this little guy. So it's a little point and shoot camera. So that will probably work really well because it's so lightweight, and that it seemed to do quite well with that. So it might be good. Give it a try. You know, before you buy a new camera, always try what you've got and see if you can make it work. Also, you could connect an iPhone, right? You could mount an iPhone to it or whatever smartphone you have, and that might work very well as well. So cool. Yeah, awesome. And if you do decide to buy a GoPro, then that'll clearly work very, very well. Colin Walker, hi from Facebook, back at you. Mitch McConnell, oh, you want to buy the 7-inch Atomos? I know we're like all over the place in the chat here, but yeah, like I said, I'm sorry, I don't have like a super, super fast answer for you. Mitchell McDowell also says, it's weird, 30 minutes ago I said I wish Joseph was on so I can ask him before I buy this, then you popped up on my system. See, I'm in your head. I knew. Jason Papavasilio, did I say that right? From London. Excellent. Hello in London. And, oh, here, Shark is chiming in. It says, buy the Atomos Ninja 5. I have both the Inferno and the 5. Well, there you go. That's some great advice, and Shark definitely knows his stuff. He's got lots of good gear, and if his recommendation is the 5, then I would definitely listen to that. Mish McDowell says, you helped. I'm going to get the Ninja Inferno if the only difference is the SDI ports. There you go. Okay, cool. And you want the larger screen. Excellent. Okay, scrolling. Mitch McDowell, oh, you guys are having a conversation. Excellent. Because you recognize I'm not using the Facebook chat, or not your Facebook, the YouTube chat. This is the aggregated one from Restream. And they really need a way for you to get my attention because I end up having to read everybody's chat just to know what is there for me. Shark, just got 3 more days with my feature on Indiegogo. Oh, yeah, guys. Okay, so once again there, Indiegogo. Shark, put the name of the feature in there because I don't remember it offhand and I want to find it in here and put it up on screen. If you guys have not yet supported his show on Indiegogo, please do. He's awesome and he is trying really hard to get this going. And he'll tell me the name and I'll type it in there in just a moment. Skylight Productions, how's the latest Mac Mini i7? It's working out really well. It is working well. My Mac Mini, now that it's tuned in, dialed in, whatever, and the RAM is in and working, and the fan has been replaced since I broke it. Do not do your own RAM upgrade. Just don't. It's working great. Yeah, it's a great system. Like I was saying earlier, I think if you heard it, I was saying my hard drives need to be faster. I need better drives, and that's the next step on it. Mother and Wild is the name of the film. Shark says, thank you. Mother and Wild. Here. Okay, let's try. Oh, there it is. Mother and Wild. All right, guys. Support this on the Indiegogos. Ooh, he's still got a ways to go. Ooh, still got a way to go to hit that goal. But if you want to help out a filmmaker making a feature film and looking for independent funding, then please do. Mark Forbes would most definitely appreciate it. That's Shark. And yeah, that'd be awesome. Please do. So Mother and Wild on the Indiegogos. Get out there, support that movie. Okay, let's see here. How much time do I have? Do you guys want to see the new set? Should I do that? I will have to. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of change-a-rooing. Let's get this fired up so that you can see, because I still have to turn on the lights and things over there. And let's see here. Let's zoom that out. And is that close enough to focus? Sure, why not? So from here, you can't actually see the set, much of it. So what you're seeing here is, so the actual set's back here. Camera, this is obviously not like a permanent setup because because I have to be able to walk through here, but it's semi-permanent. So let me, see, I gotta turn this camera on, and I need to pull cable so I can run this into the live system. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. That's not connected on the other end. Oh, I know where that's meant to plug into. I used to have a long cable permanently plugged in. Why did I take that off? Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay. So anyway, so this is set up, and you'll see once it goes up, this is set up for doing a video and then a series of videos. The first one is basically like a test video, but it'll be a real video, but it'll be kind of a test for other stuff with the iPhone. And you'll see what I mean by that when I set it up, because there's a big space for the iPhone screen to go. So let me just get this plugged into here. And let me think. Audio is going to, audio is going to come there. I don't remember if audio is going to come on that channel or not. I guess we're going to find out. If it comes through here, it's going to echo, so, but I need it to come through there to be in sync. So let me switch over to audio, and which one is it? iOS. Does that work? I think that works. We're going to find out. Okay, let's go back to this and turn on. This is the GH5S that's in here right now. That is on. Plug this into here. Oh, here we go. The XLR1 belongs on this. And let's see here, that is on. All right, we're gonna find out here in a moment if we're getting an echo. I'm not hearing that. Are you hearing, did you hear the snaps? Is that coming through there? And let's just see if, where did I route that? I routed it to there. Oop, it's not working. Oh, I know why it's not working, because I have to, it is set for 4K out. That's why. So let's go back to that. Let's fix that. I see some more questions coming up. I will go back to that eventually. Ow, is that, oh man, I gotta de-staticize my floor. Let's see here, HDMI out, settings, where's that? Info display off and down convert auto. Or I suppose I should set it to 1080p, but that's fine. Okay, so that should be working now. Is that coming through? Yes, it is. Okay, so here's, it is getting audio. Are you hearing an audio on an echo? That'd be interesting. Oh no, this is off. Excellent. Okay, let me turn that down. And then I can temporarily mute my audio, and I'll switch over to this. There we go. Oh, it's not even in focus. Excellent. That's why the remote was there. So I need the remote cable back so I can actually focus that. This is, hello there. Nice and close and personal here. Let's plug in the remote cable. Oh, there's more overhead lights on. That's part of the problem too. I can't see, so I'm assuming that is in focus now. So the light's not totally right because there's a overhead light that would get turned off that I have to go over there to show it. I'll just do it. See what this is actually supposed to look like. Tell me what you think of the set. Oh, I haven't turned on the backlight yet. All right, so let's turn off all that. And I have two set lights. A little blue one down here and a little warm one over here. And you guys can tell me what you think of this new set. So there we go. That would be it. So I'd sit here. Obviously, this would not be sitting here. But I'll sit here. It can be on my iPhone doing a thing, and then you'll have it displayed over there. So that's what the painting of the wall was that I just did that you might have seen on Instagram. It sounds like the levels are a little bit low. I turned them down. I probably turned them down too much, but hopefully you can hear me. Anyway, that's the new set. One main light. There's the accent lights, but one main light, which is temporary. that, turn my mic back on, turn that off. Okay, cool. I think I did everything right there. Let's get this out of the way. So, what was I about to say? I don't remember. I have no idea. Anyway, so that's the new set. That's what I built up. That's what I was doing yesterday. I came here like 5 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. Came in and started painting. All righty. What else is going on? Chit chat. Here we go. Joseph Floyd, are you still live streaming with the Blackmagic cameras? Yes, sir. The camera right there is a Blackmagic, and, well, what you just saw momentarily ago, this one here is a Blackmagic, so that's the rolling studio camera, right? That is a Blackmagic camera. And then the other cameras, the close-up, let's do this and focus it. So the close-up one and the overhead are GH4s, and I would love to actually replace those with Blackmagics because then they would all be in sync. Those two GH4s are HDMI cameras, so they are 3.5, 4 frames out of sync, which is also why I can't point them at my face. They have to be like stuff where I'm not talking. But the main cameras, Blackmagic and Blackmagic, those are SDI, so those are in perfect sync. They are true real-time output cameras. There you go. Joseph Floyd, I think I see your answer in the background. Oh, right, about that. Shark, any sign of you getting the Panasonic S1H? Well, that's still too far out. I mean, that's not until fall, so I'm sure I will have my hands on one. I don't think there's much of a doubt of that, because you guys are definitely going to want to see that. And Shark loves the shows to do with improvisation. Aren't they all? Aren't they all improvisation? There you go. All right, how are we on time? Ooh, I still got time. I still got like 20 minutes before I got to do the other show. I'll probably like knock off in 15 at the least. But anything else? Anybody else out there? Anybody else got any questions, queries, inquisitions? Wasn't that like a Spanish thing? That you want to ask about? Let's do it. Here, let me throw up the DxO thing again. May as well. Once again, there's that. It's starting shortly, starting in less than 30 minutes. That'll be the live webinar on DxO NIC Collection 2. Excuse me. Just avoid, that's why I'm looking at the Blackmagic. We have Panasonics, which aren't great for audio sync and live stream. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not to say, okay, I'll do a little kind of a overview of that for, well, just in case you have any questions, Joseph Floyd, although it sounds like you probably know everything I'm about to say. And for anybody who is wondering why that matters, or is wondering about using a camera like the GH series or any HDMI camera, in a live stream. There is an inherent processing time that is involved in HDMI production, HDMI output. So from the camera over the HDMI port, there is a delay. It's very brief. Some cameras are worse than others, but it's going to be best I've ever seen is a couple of frames. So there's a delay, which when it comes to real-time production, so what? So you're a couple frames behind real-time, obviously it doesn't matter. We're talking, a fraction of a second, who cares? The problem is with audio. Clearly, audio and video has to be in sync. So in a production like this, what you are seeing right now, audio and video are handled totally separately. My microphone is routing into a mixer. I love showing this crap. There we go. Focus that on there. So my audio is going into this mixer. There's a bunch of different inputs on here. As you can see, there is not only inputs from various microphones, as someone else is in here with me, their mic goes in. I've got different mics in here for different types of work. Audio from different devices gets routed into there. So the laptop routes into there. There's a screen in front of me that you can't see that is a chat screen. So if I'm doing a live interview with somebody, I see them on there. Their audio gets routed from that computer. That's a dedicated computer. So their audio gets routed into here. My audio gets routed from this mixer back into their system so they can hear me. It's quite the complex workflow. The point is that the audio is at a level where it has to be handled separately from the video. Okay, fine. So then the video, hence this video right here, that gets routed into its own video mixer. And the audio mixer has one output that goes into the video mixer. Audio is real time, and the video coming from a camera like this is also real time. So they line up and they're synced perfectly. When you introduce a camera that is HDMI, then it is no longer real time. There is a delay. And so your audio and your video are out of sync. Now, it's very easy in hardware like this to go in and delay the audio. Just make the audio however much later it needs to be so that it lines up the video. So if all of your cameras are outputting HDMI like this and they're all the same delay, you can very easily delay your audio and your happy and good, and that's fine. The problem is right here. See, I am monitoring myself. I hear my own voice through here. I hear what you hear. This is my own safety, my own backup. It's not only if I'm gonna have a conversation with sometimes if I have like a live person, obviously I need to hear them, but this also allows me to know what you're hearing. It allows me to know that you're hearing what you're supposed to hear, that you're not hearing something you're not, like some other, every once in a while I'm doing the show and there's some other audio, like where's that audio coming from? What I hear is what you hear as a safety net. So I need to have that. I used to have a assistant in here who had a microphone that he could talk to me, that you wouldn't hear him, so I could hear him, so that was all right through there as well. Point is, if I'm gonna hear me, I have to hear me in real time. I can't be hearing me on delay, because as I say, the way I describe this is, if you hear yourself on delay, your brain will eventually crawl out of your head and kill you. It is like, it's insane. Your mind cannot handle hearing your own voice on delay for more than a few seconds, and you're just like, done, and you rip things out of your ears. So you have to be in sync. So that's why I have this really complex setup the way I do. The easiest solution, if you're not doing a really complex setup, is simply route the audio through the camera. So pretend this is a microphone. The audio coming into the mic here is married up with the video, it's in sync, it comes out in sync. It's all coming out delayed by a few frames, but it's all in sync, which is perfectly fine as long as you don't need to self-monitor. Self-monitoring is the key. That is where things break down. So anyway, so that's the short version of why it matters, why it's important to have real-time video output as you get from the Blackmagic studio cameras. So there you go. Oh, hopefully that is interesting and helpful. All right, where are we? Ben 5 Shuttle says, bring this back up. Any updates on you getting the 10 to 25 millimeter lens? That's coming soon. No, nobody's asked me that yet. That is coming quite soon, I believe. I think that's like right around the corner, so I cannot wait to get my hands on it, but I don't have a date for you, and if I did, I probably couldn't tell you. Shark, as you are a videographer / photographer, still using your GH5 for your work? Absolutely. Or are you taking the S1 or S1R? So right now, I am using the S1 more than I will in the future. I'm using it for kind of almost everything right now, just because I want to put the hours into it. I want to have more time on that camera. As things kind of settle down and it's no longer the new hotness, then I will go back to using the GH5 and, well, for most filmmaking stuff, I'm still using the GH5 unless it's like on a tripod in the studio. I'm not putting the S1 on a gimbal. That's like nuts, right? But, so any kind of field production video work is still GH series even now, but it certainly will be in the future. Still photography, travel kind of stuff. Right now I am using the S1, but I still, size, weight, the Micro Four Thirds is just the king for me. Like, I love the G9 or even the GH5 for still photography, or the GX85 if I'm going super lightweight. They're all phenomenal cameras. They take great images. They all use the same lenses. Well, not the S series, obviously, but the Micro Four Thirds ones use the same lenses, and I love it. I absolutely love the size and weight of that. I'm carrying the S1 now, again, just because I need to get more time with it. I did 2 shoots last week. One of them I did with the S1. It was a portrait. Neither of them were in the studio. It was on location. Why not? May as well. Actually, I could show it to you. And then the other one was just a real estate thing, and for that I just used the G9. I'm definitely not going to break out the full frame for that. But also I have a wider lens for the G9. I have that 8 to 18 mil, and the widest I have on here is the 24. So anyway, so that's, I don't know if that's really the answer to the question you're looking for, but that's what's happening right now. That's how I'm using it now. I just got to keep an eye on the time, make sure I don't run over. Shark says, you tested the 10 to 25 at the MIP show in London. Oh, right. Sent PhotoJoseph the photo evidence. Yeah, that's right. You got your hands on it. You got your hands on it. That's pretty awesome. I have not yet. So here's what I can tell you from the people who I know who have had their hands on it. They all say it is much lighter weight than they expected it to be. Given the size of it, because it's not a small lens, they expect it to be much heavier, and it is lighter. So that's kind of awesome. And I held a wooden mock-up last year, and when I picked it up, I was like, ooh, that's heavy. And we were told, but apparently we were told incorrectly, that that was designed to be the weight of the unit, so you could feel what it was going to feel like. But everybody who was at that event who held that mock-up and has now held the real one says, no, it's way lighter than that. So that's kind of cool, which is great, because obviously the whole Micro Four Thirds is supposed to be lightweight, yada, yada, yada. There you go. Okay, I'm going to find this picture to show you. Let's find the right shoot. So this was a portrait that I did for a local pilot who is doing, at least have to download the full res pictures, who is opening a flight instructor school. And so I did a series of photos of him. Once these are all downloaded in Lightroom, then I'll put them up on screen. Portraits out at the airport with his plane. So here we go. So these are all two. Oh, actually, let me find. I've got a behind the scenes picture. Where did that one go? Show you that as well. Yeah, there we go. So let's do this. Filter that by. Just make that a 5-star, and this will be easier. There we go. Okay, so there's kind of the setup. So him and his plane. There's this light here. That's the Godox V1 with a little diffuser on it, and that is blasting all lighting under the wing. They fired in this picture, so you can see the lighting you're seeing on him is the correct lighting. We're just zoomed out. So this is filling in the whole underside of the plane, the underside of the wing in there. This light here has got a little snoot on it. It is pointing right at his face. So the results of that would be like this. So you can see we're obviously bouncing with the background. This is high-speed sync. Let's see here. What was the exposure on this? 1/640th of a second, so not super high speed, but it is high-speed sync. And so we got a few, close-up there, and then get out of the plane. And this is kind of cool for anyone who knows the area would recognize, even though it's this tiny little thing back here, they would recognize that little blur there as something called Pilot Rock. It's a very, very recognizable feature of the landscape here. And kind of a cool thing about Pilot Rock, I learned this only a couple years ago. It's called Pilot Rock because there's another peak in front of it, behind it. Oh, it must be in front of it. I guess that's this right here. No, it's not. I think you can't see it. There's another peak. Anyway, so you got Pilot Rock and you've got this other peak, and you line the two up. So if you're flying VFR, Visual Flight Rules, is that right? Because VFR is variable frame rate. Is that right, though, VFR, Visual Flight Rules? You line up the two peaks, Pilot Rock and the other peak, you line them up, and that is a straight shot to the Ashland Airport. Anyway, so it's kind of cool. So I framed the shot so that you could see that little Pilot Rock out there, so anyone who knows. And so we did a few like this, and then my favorite was this one. I think it was his favorite, too. We got the camera up high, beautiful clouds. Obviously, he's still lit up there. The flashes had to come farther back to not be in the frame. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of fun. Anyway, so that was the shoot. I did that with the S1 and with the... well, they're gone, but the V1 flash units in high-speed sync. And again, they're not Olympus, they're not Micro Four Thirds units, they are the Fuji units, but they still work fine as a remote. So kind of cool. Alrighty. Shark says, you think the 1025 is great, but disappointed it had no IBIS. You can't have it all, my friend. How much bigger would it be if it had the IBIS in there? I think it's fine to take that out because, like on the GH5, obviously you've got the IBIS in the GH5, and when you're that wide, you don't need IBIS anywhere near as much as you need on a telephoto lens, right? Telephoto is super important. The wide ones you can get away with a lot more, and I think it'll be just fine. Now, granted, if you're putting on a GH5S, then you might want a little IBIS in there, but it would be a lot bigger. I'm afraid it would probably have to be a lot bigger. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, let's see here. Anything else? I guess that's it. No one else is asking anything? Do you guys like the pictures? Is that kind of fun? I had fun. It was a fun. It was neat. Like go out on a beautiful day, spend some time out in the sun, setting up your lights in the airport. Cool airplanes running around. It's fun. It's neat. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Okay. Well, nobody else is asking questions, so I guess that means it is time to bail on out of here. So, let me check what's going on over here. Everything's good. Everything's set. All right. Cool, bud. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. For those of you who did, last chance. Let's pull up this one more time. Where is it? There it is. Pull it up one more time. That is the URL to go to watch the live show in 16 minutes on DxO Nick Collection 2. Yeah, go check it out. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.